Afternoon. You are tuned into Revive FM 94.0. As you know, every Tuesday I'm here with a new topic, with a guest who knows or who has the knowledge of that particular topic. And obviously, today's program is very, very important, especially for the ethnic minorities. And I got a very special professor with me from Queen Mary University. And as we are doing this online, because obviously he was kind enough to give us 1 hour of his very precious time to us and talk about something very important, which he's been researching for a long time. I would like to give you a very warm welcome to Professor Adrian Martineau. He is a professor in Queen Mary College, Queen Mary University of London, and he's with us today. And I'm so glad to have you. Very welcome to you, Martin. Shall I call you Martin or shall I call you Adrian?
Adrian is good. Yeah.
Adrian,
thank you very much for having me, Samia. It's a pleasure to be on the show.
Thank you. Adrian, we recently spoke about regarding, as we all know, we going through a pandemic, COVID-19, and you have done a very extensive research regarding minorities and how it affects them. And there's a whole lot procedure that you have been, doing this with there's another. I think you're doing a COVID dance. Yeah, COVID dance is something you need people to join you on that. We would like to talk. We would like you to introduce yourself a little bit more and talk about that.
Certainly, Samia. So, as you said, here.
I can't hear you, Adrian. Just if you give me 1 minute, because the line is not very clear.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now. Absolutely, clearly.
Okay.
Yes.
Or it's the NHS internet.
Okay, we need to work on that.
I was just saying that we're running a national research study.
Okay.
Called Covidence UK.
Okay.
It's a national collaboration between Queen Mary, Edinburgh, Swansea, and Belfast, so UK-wide.
Mm-hmm.
And the major focus of our study is to understand the reasons why some groups are at higher risk from COVID-19. In particular, people of Pakistani, Bangladeshi, Indian, Black, and African ethnic origin.
Okay.
It's very striking that people from these backgrounds seem to be at greatly increased risk, but there's not yet good understanding of why this is. And so a major focus of our study is to understand these reasons. And that's why I'm coming on your show today to make an appeal to your listeners, to ask them to join the study and help us to get answers to these very important questions.
Absolutely. Right now, this is the most important research you're doing because, as you know, there is no vaccine been, found for it. Hopefully we will in future, but we need to know, as you said, the reasons for it and how come it affects certain people more than others. Adrian, obviously, this is what you're doing for the COVID dance, and I'm sure people, and this is not just from Adrian, it's a request from me and Revive FM as well, that please, as I have shared this link on my Facebook and I have shared in all the groups, please join, this COVID dance and give them your, I think you just have to give your, you just have to fill a few things. If you can just explain a bit more so people know it's not something very hard they have to do, so they can, click on your link and what do they need to do?
Sure, Samia. So you're absolutely right. This is a online questionnaire-based study.
Okay.
All people have to do is go to our website, which is QMUL, Queen Mary University London, .ac.uk/Covidence, that's COVIDENCE. And there they'll find information about the study and a link to click on which will take them to the study questionnaire. Now, the study questionnaire is an online questionnaire.
All right.
It takes around 20 minutes to complete.
Okay.
And it captures quite detailed information about different potential risk factors for COVID-19.
Okay.
So we capture basic facts about people's gender, their age, their ethnic background. And then we go into a bit more detail about people's housing, their employment, their diet, their lifestyle, including smoking, alcohol, exercise, sleep, and then medical details about any underlying condition they may have, any medications that they're taking, and any supplements that they may take, for example, vitamins or minerals.
Okay.
By collecting all of this information, we get a very, very detailed and complete picture of somebody's risk factors. And when we put that information together with the information of the other 10,000 participants, so it's a big study, we hope to be able to tease apart factors which are just associated from those which are truly causal, which can explain the increased risk that we see in people of particular ethnic groups.
Okay.
So essentially what we're asking is anybody aged 16 years or older who lives in the UK to sign up to the study. It doesn't matter if you've had COVID-19 for definite, if you think you've had it, or you don't think you've had it. Everybody is welcome. And indeed, we need a mixture of those people in order to give the study power. And it's a simple questionnaire, just 20 minutes long. If you can give us 20 to 30 minutes of your time, we'd be very grateful, and you'll be helping humanity and science to understand the reasons for susceptibility to this devastating illness.
Excellent. I think I'm sure everybody is able to give 20 to 30 minutes, which is not long, especially as you say, it helps the humanity to eradicate or maybe even find the solution to this COVID-19. Adrian, obviously, I mean, you have got a target. You said 10,000 or 12,000 people you need for this.
Our target is 12,000 and 12, we're at around 10,000. So, but I would say that in particular, people of Pakistani, Bangladeshi, and Indian origin, people of Black British, Black African, or Caribbean origin, all of those groups are currently underrepresented in our study.
Sure. Yeah.
So we know that nationally, those groups together account for around 14% of the population.
Sure.
In our study, they account for around 6% of the study participants. So currently, people from those backgrounds are underrepresented.
Okay.
And I'm very keen to address that, to make sure that everybody is equally represented, and that will give us the power and the information we need to try to understand why some ethnic groups are at higher risk of COVID than others.
Okay. So obviously we're still doing our research. I mean, so far, currently, how many people have signed?
This morning, it was 10,700.
Oh, excellent. So you're nearly there. So we need another, you need another 2,000, which will make sure through this platform, you get not just the 12, maybe 15 or 20,000. That will be even better, isn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, 12,000 is the minimum we need. But if we can get more up to 20,000 or even more than that, it will actually give us even more statistical power to look at risk factors. So we certainly are not going to stop at 12,000. That is just the minimum that we need.
Okay. Is it just to fill in those forms? If someone wants to personally help you somehow, how would that work?
Well,
if someone wants to volunteer.
Yes, we do actually have a team of volunteers who very kindly agreed to give up their time. We have a team of 6 volunteers presently, but we're always looking for more people. And the best way to contact us, and if you would like to offer your services, is to drop an email to the email address, which is covidence, COVIDENCE, at qmul.ac.uk. And you can find that address on the website, which is at qmul.ac.uk/covidence.
Okay. So when we say physically, if they volunteer, what do they have to do? If
they volunteer, we have a number of different roles. Some people with IT skills are involved with coding information about medication.
Sure.
Other people who have strong community links are involved with spreading the message about the study to members of their communities. And in particular, we have a range of posters and flyers that we've printed, and we're putting them out throughout shops, pharmacies, cafes, libraries, public buildings, right around London and other cities in the UK, to make people aware of the study. So, for example, if any of your listeners are interested in perhaps helping to spread the word about the study, they can drop me an email at that address, and we can send them out some posters which they can then put up in shops and public buildings around their neighborhood.
Yeah, sure. I think I'm going to send you my address and you can send it to me. So we started from ourselves.
Oh, great. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. Because this is something we all need to take part into this, because obviously, you know, so many people have been affected by this COVID, and their dear ones have departed because of this pandemic. And I'm sure people are very, very keen to know and very keen to help towards this research. And people like you who are so dedicated and who have been searching, especially on ethnic minorities. As they said, that ethnic minorities are on a higher risk. Do you know what is the reason so far, if there's any research? So we have kind of clue.
Yes, so a lot of research has been done already.
Yeah.
And there are a few pointers starting to emerge about what the causes might be.
All right.
I think the first thing to say is it's unlikely to be any single cause.
Sure.
It's probably going to be a mixture of factors which together will increase risk. And the second thing to say is that probably most of these factors are more likely to be social factors than biological factors.
Sure.
So it may relate to factors such as housing and overcrowding. We have some evidence from our study already that overcrowding could explain some of the ethnic variation in risk.
Okay.
Another factor relates to the sort of jobs people do. I work in the National Health Service, and a lot of my colleagues also who work in the NHS are from Black and Asian ethnic backgrounds. We know that NHS staff are at increased risk just because of our occupation.
Yeah,
so there may be
frontline workers.
Frontline workers, and it's not just NHS staff. People working on public transport, people working in shops, people working in restaurants, but any place where people were working over the period of high transmission could have put them at increased risk. So I think there are occupational risk factors.
Occupational risk, okay.
One additional factor, which I think is maybe particularly important, relates to vitamin D.
Yes, okay.
Now, vitamin D is known as the sunshine vitamin.
Yeah.
And the reason it's called that is because, unlike other vitamins, which are available in the diet quite readily, vitamin D is only found in a very few foods, only oily fish, essentially. And the main way that we make our vitamin D is through the action of sun on the skin.
Sure.
Now, we know that vitamin D is very important for our immune system. And we also know that levels of vitamin D are frequently lower among people of Black and Asian ethnic origin living in the UK. So the possibility that vitamin D deficiency could be part of the explanation for the excess of COVID mortality that we see in Black and Asian ethnic groups is one that we're very interested in. And a major focus of our research is on estimating how much vitamin D people get from the sun, from their diet, and from supplements, and linking that to their risk of having had COVID. Now, the really interesting thing about vitamin D is that this is something that's readily correctable.
Okay.
You know, if we were going to find maybe a genetic factor or something about gender, there's nothing anybody can do about that. That's just stuff we're born with. But with vitamin D, there's plenty you can do. And in fact, I would really encourage all of your listeners to take notice of advice which already exists from the government, that a daily supplement of 400 units or 10 micrograms is something that everyone should consider taking, particularly during the winter and spring.
Okay.
So that recommendation is already there.
Already
It's
there.
possible that higher dose supplements might afford better protection against COVID-19. That is an unanswered question. And it's one of the questions that we hope to answer by doing the Covidence UK study.
Okay.
And if people can sign up, those who are taking supplements already, those who are not yet taking supplements, we need a big mix of people. They sign up and give their data to our study. It will help us to answer this burning question.
Yeah, excellent. I'm sure you're going to have loads of people signing up today after hearing your program today in Revive FM. And Adrian, obviously, I mean, this is, you have touched on two things. One is vitamin D, which is very important, and you say it's readily available, and all the government, advice is there. But is there a maximum unit of vitamin D you can take, or does it have to be 400 and above? Some people taking 1,000 units. There are, when you go to the pharmacy, they start from like 1,000 and 2,000, 3,000. Does it make any effect in a positive way?
You're raising an important point there, Samia. That vitamin D is one of the few vitamins that you can actually take too much of.
All right. Okay.
Now, the maximum safe limit for adults is 4,000 units per day.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the same as 100 micrograms, or 4,000 units.
4,000.
So what the government recommends is 10 times less than that. In other words, that's 400 units, or 10 micrograms.
Yeah.
In fact, just on Monday, we published a paper that was looking at the effects of different doses of vitamin D on people's susceptibility to respiratory infections. And contrary to expectations, we actually showed that the best protection is seen when people take the more modest doses.
Okay.
Something in the range of 400 to 1,000 units.
All right. Okay.
Unexpectedly, that seems to offer better protection than taking the higher doses of
Okay, this is very important.
3,000, 4,000.
Yeah, because sometimes people think the higher dose I'll take, the more effective it will be. But that's why I wanted to raise this question, that if it's okay, but as you just explained, that it shouldn't be. The more effective way is to take it up to 1,000, not into 2,000 and 3,000 and 4,000.
That's right.
Okay.
I'd say there's a sweet spot, which is between 400 and 1,000 units. That's perfectly safe.
Right.
And the other important thing is about how you take it.
Okay.
There are some vitamin D preparations that are high dose that are designed to be taken once per week or once per month.
Okay.
But the findings of our research suggest that it works best when it's taken daily.
Daily. Okay.
So the best evidence we have at the moment is that taking a low dose every day is what's going to be best for health.
Okay.
Now, I would emphasize that obviously we don't yet have the evidence that it's going to help against COVID.
Sure.
This is only evidence that it helps against other respiratory infections.
All right.
But I would say it's not going to hurt anybody.
No, of course not. Yeah.
And there's a chance that it could help against COVID.
Okay.
So I think that's something simple and safe that people can do to try and reduce their risk. And even if it ends up not having an effect against COVID, which is quite possible, we know that this is actually good for our bones and good for our muscle health as well. So you can be confident that you're not taking it in vain.
That's right. Yeah, it's gonna affect you in a positive way, no matter what. If it helps you towards COVID or not, we're still searching on it. At that note, we take a short break and we'll be back soon.
If you want to advertise your business on Revive FM, then visit www.revivefm.co.uk. Alternatively, contact our sales team now on 079 44 56 5616. That's 079 44 56 5616.
Manjaro's Restaurant Ilford, the ultimate dining experience. Try our signature Parmesan chicken or our exclusive chicken supreme. Our recipes are based on a blend of African and Caribbean flavors. Check out our extensive menu online at manjaros.co.uk. Come and visit us at 213 to 215 Ilford Lane, Ilford, or call 0208 514 4455. Manjaro's, tasting is believing.
How do we control coronavirus now? Listen to Steph. She's a bus driver.
Now that people are using public transport again, we really need to make sure that we keep each other safe. Passengers need to stay 2 meters apart. If that's not possible, make it at least 1 meter. I want to see everyone wearing face coverings over their mouth and nose unless you've got a good reason not to. And when you get to where you're going, you need to wash your hands. We've still got to play our part.
Stay alert. Control the virus. Save lives.
Join the largest annual help feed campaign on the planet. Kurbani. Due to hunger, millions die this Eid. Through Minhaj Welfare Foundation, your Kurbani can save lives. Participate from as little as £40 or choose as you like. Add an Eid gift for only £30. Donate, sacrifice, feed by choosing your Kurbani through Minhaj Welfare Foundation. Call us now on 0300 30 30 777 or visit us on minhajwelfare.org.
If you like sweet treats, then head on down to Nitro Treats, where we take our delectable desserts to a whole new level. Experience the frosty vapors of our nitrogen-infused ice cream made fresh to order. Shake off the winter blues with our warm waffles and scrumptious toppings. Or why not try our rich and flavorful Faluda? Nitro Treats, 210 Ilford Lane, Ilford. Or check us out on nitrotreats.co.uk.
Revive FM
94.0 on the radio,
on your mobile,
and online.
Welcome back to Revive FM 94.0. You are tuned into Talk Time with Samia Ali, and we have a very special guest today with us, Professor Adrian Martineau. Welcome back, Adrian. As we were talking about the vitamins, and the dosage, how much we should take, and how much is more important than taking extra. Okay. Other than that, is there anything else you would like to advise regarding? We talked about signing your providence.co.uk. We're gonna make sure that lots of people sign it today, and I would remind you, whoever is listening to our radio program, please go to the link Adrian just told you and sign in. So we want to see it increasing by the time we finish this program. So Adrian, is there anything else you would like people to know regarding this?
So I think I've summarized the main aspects of the study.
Sure.
One thing I can highlight is that if you go to our website and you want to find out more about the study, we've done a couple of webinars which describe the early results of the study. And there's also a Meet the Participant session when a few of our participants have been interviewed about their experience of taking part in the study. These webinars are on YouTube. You can Google them up, or you can reach them via the study website. The study website also has a number of links to media coverage about the study. The study's been featured in a number of BBC programs, including Radio 4 and local television across the UK. And so people can read about the study there. Also in a range of different newspapers, including The Times, Sunday Times, Guardian, The Mirror, and many other papers as well. So there is a lot of resources on our website, which is qmul.ac.uk/Covidence.
Covidence. Okay. As I was, reading through regarding Covidence, and it talks about scientific. Obviously, it's called SACN. Would you like to explain a bit more? Which is, Scientific Advisory Committee on Nutrition. So, if you would like to explain a bit more regarding that.
Certainly, yes. So the Scientific Advisory Committee on Nutrition is the UK's panel of experts who are who advise the government on the intakes of different nutrients, and they have recently reviewed the potential role of vitamin D for COVID, but they also make recommendations about a whole range of other micronutrients, vitamins A, all the B vitamins, vitamin C, and also minerals as well. So the conclusion of their review was that there was not yet strong enough evidence to be sure that vitamin D can actually prevent against COVID. And I would agree with their assessment, because simply COVID is too new a disease to have researched comprehensively. And indeed, that is why we're doing our study, to try to fill in the evidence gap. So the recommendation from the Scientific Advisory Committee on Nutrition, or SACN, is just as I've reiterated, in terms of recommending that people have an intake of vitamin D of 400 units or 10 micrograms per day. So this is from a very well-respected body of people who are highly expert in nutrition, who are really basically giving out the same message that I conveyed earlier in the program.
Okay, I mean, this is very important, and there's another NICE, NICE. I think they talk about the same thing what you just explained, related with vitamin D. I mean, there are, as you said, there are other vitamins, there are other nutrients that people are taking, but obviously we discussing vitamin D. I have noticed, I'm from Pakistan, back home, but I have noticed, and it's very hot there. During summer it gets up to 49 degrees, which is a lot of heat, but I have seen a lot of people being vitamin D malnutrition. They don't have enough vitamin D in their body. Why is that? I mean, it's a hot country. The sun is. I mean, here the sun is hardly out. So, what are the reasons for that? That people who are living in a very hot country, they still lack vitamin D.
Well, Samia, I think it may be a case of there being too much of a good thing.
Oh, is it? Really? We can never
certainly in Lahore, where I've visited, and where in fact we have research projects going on with the University of Punjab. I can talk about those perhaps.
Yeah, please do.
It's round about now the temperature regularly exceeds 40 degrees centigrade.
That's true.
And that is not a temperature which anybody wants to sunbathe in.
No, not at all.
So I think it's unsurprising that people will try and escape from that kind of heat.
Yeah.
And then if you're indoors in an air-conditioned room, or in a room that isn't air-conditioned, the ultraviolet in the sunshine doesn't strike the skin, and therefore, even though it's hot outdoors, you're not making any vitamin D indoors. Okay. And this is actually something that we see right across the world in very, very hot countries. So for another very good example is Saudi Arabia, where there's a huge, it's an incredibly hot country.
That's true.
But effectively, people are just running from one air-conditioned environment to another.
Yeah.
From an aircon car to an aircon office or home.
Yeah.
And they don't have exposure to sunshine. As I mentioned, you don't get much vitamin D in the diet unless you eat fish every day. So taken together, these factors basically mean that paradoxically, unexpectedly, even though the sun is strong, it's actually a little bit too strong for people to go out in.
Yeah.
And we even see that in Europe, the countries of Southern Europe. You would expect, for example, that vitamin D status in Spain, Italy, and Greece would be better than, say, in Scandinavia. But actually, we see the opposite. So actually, some of the best vitamin D status in Europe is seen in Norway, Sweden, Finland, whereas there's actually a lot more deficiency in Spain, Italy, and Greece. One of the reasons is that there's a tradition of eating a lot of oily fish in the Scandinavian countries. But the other reason is simply that the sunshine in those southern European countries is actually uncomfortably hot in summer. And so people often won't go out and sunbathe in that intense heat.
That's true. They're always looking for a shadow. They always want to be out of the sunshine. So obviously they're not receiving as much sunshine as their body requires. So that's a very good explanation, because I always used to wonder that there's so much heat there, and people are still complaining about being vitamin D not enough in their body. Okay, so this is the comparison to between Europe and obviously Asian, especially Pakistan. You've been to Lahore, and as you said, you're working with Punjab University. Sorry, Punjab.
That's correct. Yes, we're doing a.
So, what is their research about? Is it just about vitamin D, or is there about COVID as well?
So the research we're doing with colleagues at Punjab University is about vitamin D.
Vitamin D.
It builds on a research study we did with them 2 or 3 years ago now.
Okay.
Where we were giving high dose vitamin D to children with acute malnutrition.
Okay.
You may know that this is a condition which is highly prevalent in Pakistan, and it's a condition in which young children, primarily in the first 5 years of life, who have inadequate nutrition, can become unwell, and it makes them very susceptible to infections, which can often be fatal. There's a standard treatment for this condition, which is called ready-to-use therapeutic food, or RUTF.
Okay.
But we had the idea that the level of vitamin D in this standard therapy is not high enough.
Okay.
And so what we did in our trial 2 years ago was we investigated the effect of giving extra vitamin D on top of the standard treatment. And what we found is that this extra vitamin D actually accelerated the recovery of children. They put on more weight. And not only that, but the development of their brain and their ability to process language, their ability to do fine movements, and the strength in their legs and arms all improved with giving high-dose vitamin D.
Okay,
so this was a very striking finding. And we subsequently got a second research grant from the Fraser Foundation in the US to do another trial, which is now about to get going. And that's again with University of the Punjab and a couple of hospitals in Lahore, the Gangaram and the ICH hospital.
Okay.
And also the THQ hospital will be taking part as well.
That's really good news.
So that study's currently with the National Bioethics Committee in Islamabad. We're awaiting their approval. Then it goes to the Drug Regulatory Authority in Pakistan. Then we'll start recruitment hopefully in September or October. We have 250 children to be enrolled in the study, and we expect results in around 2 years' time.
Okay, so these 250 children are going to be all over the Pakistan or just one city?
They're just going to be in the Lahore area.
Lahore. Okay, in Lahore area. So I'm sure whoever's listening, in Lahore, Pakistan, can they go to your link and the same link you talked about? Or is it just for UK?
No, if people are interested, there's actually a YouTube video. The first study was covered by the BBC World News.
Yeah.
And if they just if they type my name into Google, Adrian Martineau YouTube, then one of the hits will be a BBC television news interview where I summarize the results of that study.
Okay, so if they're interested, they can always, approach you through via that link.
That's right. Yes. Alternatively, I can send you the link, and you can maybe put it on your social media.
I think that would be great. Yeah. Because obviously, this is such a important research you're doing, and we want you to have as many people as you said. The more people there are, the more authentic your research will become. Because obviously, you need a lot of people to take part into it, so you can have a properly researched outcome or results of this. So I'm sure we're gonna make sure we help you with that from Revive FM platform, and even in Pakistan, if as you said, you're gonna send me a link, and I will make sure that I'll put it on my Facebook. I've got quite a few people who are in Pakistan, so especially in Lahore, as you said. Yeah, because I'm from Lahore as well, so I got all my family. So I make sure they spread your message like fire. Or other than that, Adrian, you've been. I was going through on Facebook regarding. I read a lot about you. You have done so much research. You're the study lead for this COVID, and how. I would like to ask you how helpful people are towards your studies. Do you think you need more support?
Well, first of all, I want to say a big thank you to everybody who has signed up to our study already.
Okay,
I appreciate this is. It's not the that it's not a tiny commitment. We're asking for a chunk of time, and we're also asking people to share quite detailed information about their lifestyles. So this is not something I take for granted, and I'm very grateful to everybody who has signed up and taken part. To give you a feel for the amount of support that we've had, usually to recruit 10,000 people to a study would take between 2 and 3 years in my experience. And we've managed to do that in 2 or 3 months.
Because you started in May, didn't you?
Yeah, that's right. We launched on the 1st of May.
1st of May,
so the fact that we have 10,000 people already is a huge testament to the enthusiasm and commitment of our supporters. And another way to illustrate that commitment is to highlight that for the follow-up questionnaires, when we ask just a brief updated question about whether or not somebody has experienced COVID symptoms, we have a 98% completion rate for the follow-up questionnaire.
Okay, excellent.
So that's extremely high, by far the highest completion rate of any study that I've done before.
Wow.
So that is another illustration of the degree of commitment that people have been willing to show during this time when we've all been threatened by this terrible disease. So really, the message I want to convey is that we've had a fantastic response. But I still want to say that we could use more people.
Yes.
Particularly if we can try to get equal representation from people of different ethnic origin. That will really make the study much more valuable and help us to answer those burning questions.
No, this is the reason for our program today. We want to spread this message across not just UK, across the worldwide, if we can. Why not? Because it's just a questionnaire, isn't it? You just need to fill in. 20 to 30 minutes of your time can help you and help our next generation to overcome this disease and to find out how it affects and the risk factor of obviously. And as I was reading, he was talking about the effects not just physically but mentally and emotional as well. How is affecting people emotionally as well. Obviously, I mean, lots of people have lost their loved ones, and it's affecting them emotionally, and how we overcome that. What would you suggest people? I mean, the first thing they can do, they can help you with the research, because you need people who have experienced this as well.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, my sincere condolences go out to all of the families who've lost people from this dreadful illness, and I cannot imagine the pain that people are going through as a consequence of it. What I would say is that I think there is hope in terms of what the scientific community can bring to the table. Only yesterday, there were 2 extremely exciting bits of news. The first were the positive results from the early vaccine trials.
That's right, yeah.
The second were positive results of a clinical trial done in Southampton, which showed that giving an inhaled chemical which can boost the immune system can also improve people's recovery. What I would also say is that there's also been a UK-led trial which has shown that one of the powerful steroid called dexamethasone can also reduce people's risk of dying from COVID.
Okay.
So I think these are dark times, but I'm confident that science is going to come up with some very, very practical and concrete solutions in the short to medium term. So I would say to people, there is hope, but scientists can't do anything really without the support of communities who are prepared to give up their time and volunteer to take part in these studies. So, we're working hard. I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and get going on my emails. We're working as hard as we can on this problem. And the fact that people are able to give up a bit of time to help us to contribute their data is so valuable, and we really appreciate it. It's one way that in a difficult time to make a sort of positive contribution. I hope can provide some sort of sense of a way forward and a way out, because I think ultimately, we are going to we're going to get the better of this virus, and maybe even in the short to medium term, but we'll only do it with the help of our communities who can be generous and share their data to allow us to get to the bottom of these scientific problems.
That's excellent. With this beautiful message, we're going to take a short break. We'll be back soon.
If you're looking for a unique bespoke cake made especially for your big day, then look no further. Here at Sugar Sprinkle Cakery, we design some of the most imaginative and delicious home-baked cakes for your special occasions. We do fresh cream, buttercream, eggless and vegan cakes. Check us out on Instagram or Facebook at Sugar Sprinkle Cakery, or just call 07932 665 833. That's 07932 665 833.
दुनिया की सबसे बड़ी तकसीम खुराक मुहिम कुर्बानी का हिस्सा बने। भूख करोड़ों अफराद की जान ले लेती है। इस ईद पर मिनहाज वेलफेयर फाउंडेशन को दी गई कुर्बानी से जिंदगियां बचाएं। सिर्फ 40 पाउंड से कुर्बानी में हिस्सा डालें। इसके साथ ईद का तोहफा भी शामिल करें। इस साल ईद कुर्बान सिर्फ मिनहाज वेलफेयर फाउंडेशन के साथ। अभी कॉल मिला 0300 3030 777 या विजिट करें minhajwelfare.org.
Amigos, the signature name when it comes to burgers and shakes. Our succulent burgers are prepared in front of you while you wait. Whether you go for our 6-ounce Mexican or our 10-ounce Texan, or you decide to go for our messy fries or our buffalo wings, one thing you're guaranteed is quality. Dine in with your friends and family at 400 Cranbrook Road, Gants Hill, or order in on Uber Eats, Just Eat or Deliveroo. Amigos, hats off to great burgers.
Minhaj School of Islamic Sciences provides quality Islamic education for children aged between 5 and 15 years old. As well as teaching classical Islam, including Tajweed, Fiqh, Seerah and Aqidah, we endeavour to equip children with essential Islamic manners, morals and values. Here at MSIS, our experienced teachers create an inspirational learning environment where we strive to cater for the needs of every child. For enrolment inquiries, inquire in person at Minhaj School of Islamic Sciences, Monday to Friday, 5 to 7 p.m. at 292 Road, or email admin.edu_london@minhajuk.com.
Rosia Plumbing, boiler specialists. We do new boiler installations, full house central heating systems, underfloor heating, boiler repairs, boiler servicing, and gas safety certification for landlords. With some of the best prices in town, there's no job too big or too small for our qualified engineers. For a free, no obligation quote, contact us now on 07956 282 948. Rosia Plumbing, the boiler specialists.
As shops open up again, how do we all stay safe? Fontaine runs a craft store.
We've made the shop COVID safe. If you can't keep 2 meters apart, make sure it's 1 meter with extra precautions. Know the number of customers allowed in at any one time. Use the hand sanitizer at the entrance and use contactless payments. I'm loving serving customers again, but please, to keep us open, we've all got to keep to the guidelines.
Stay alert. Control the virus. Save lives.
If you want to advertise your business on Revive FM, then visit www.revivefm.co.uk. Alternatively, contact our sales team now on 07944 56 5616. That's 07944 56 5616.
Revive FM
94.0. On the radio.
on your mobile.
And online.
Welcome back to Revive FM 94.0. You're tuned into Talk Time with Samia Ali. We are back again with our very special and very important guest, Professor Adrian Martineau. And Professor is doing a research which is called Covidence UK, which is just described that how much research is doing and what it's all about. It includes the vitamin D, how important it is, and if we can help towards COVID. Welcome back, Adrian. Okay, so as I was reading, it says that obviously you are leading this research. This research obviously needs a lot of volunteers, as you have explained. You're looking for at least minimum is 12,000 people to take part into this research, or maximum could be 20,000, even more. The more people are happy to volunteer towards this, not just by filling the forms, but if they want to physically volunteer, as Andrew explained, they need help with IT. People who are good in IT, uh, they can help with the IT. Or I was just writing what you were saying just for me. Okay, so Adrian, obviously. Volunteering, and you said the flyers and leaflets, they can take it to the public places, and because we're trying to spread this message as much as we can, so you will have a very solid research on this. Regarding volunteers, as you said, they can go online and they can help with so many different things. And so far, you have got 10,000 plus people on your who are participating in your research and who have filled the form, which is only takes 20 minutes, guys. I would like to repeat it again and again. It only takes 20 minutes for such a important research. The COVID, which has killed, which has taken so many lives, which has emotionally ruined so many people, which has actually like a dark cloud on all over the world. The whole world has suffered this pandemic, and people are still not sure, if they're doing the things the right way, or if they are still safe or not. Because we, as Adrian gave us a very good news, that there has been some kind of vaccine in Cambridge. I thought it was in Cambridge, Adrian?
It was actually an Oxford one.
In Oxford, yeah, that's right. Yeah, the vaccine they have, I think. There were 1,071 people who volunteered towards this vaccine in Oxford, and we have got some kind of positive news, which is gonna that vaccine, is it gonna help you towards your research as well?
Well, the vaccine study whose results were presented yesterday is what we call a phase 1 study.
Phase 1 study. Okay.
So what that means is that it was given to healthy people.
Sure.
And instead of looking to see whether or not they got COVID, the research looked to see whether or not the immune response was boosted.
Okay.
Now, the immune response to COVID has really got two important parts. One part is an antibody, which is a little Y-shaped protein, which can attach to the virus and neutralize it. And the other part of the immunity is what we call cell-mediated immunity.
All right. Okay.
What this is it's a different sort of cell called a T cell that recognizes the virus, and it helps the other cells called B cells, which produce the antibody.
Okay.
And what the researchers in Oxford found was that their vaccine was helpful for both types of immunity. In other words, the people who had the vaccine, after they had the injection, they found that they developed both the T cells, which are involved with helping the B cells make the antibody, and the antibody itself.
Okay.
So this is a very encouraging early signal, but it doesn't mean that the vaccine is now ready to be rolled out.
All right. Okay.
So what the next phase of the research will be is taking the vaccine probably to countries where COVID is a bigger problem right now. So in particular in Brazil, in South Africa, and in India. In all of these settings, the numbers of COVID are higher than in the UK at the moment. Yeah. And in order to test whether the vaccine works or not, that has to be done in a situation where people are at a significant risk of getting ill.
Okay.
So that's the second and third phases of vaccine testing are going to be ongoing in those countries primarily, although there are some studies going on within the UK.
Sure.
In general, we've managed to get over the first peak, and levels of transmission are generally stable, although we've by no means eliminated the disease, and we need to remain extremely watchful and also observe all the government advice around wearing masks in public places, maintaining social distancing, being very careful with hand washing.
That's right, yes. So, as you have explained that this is the first stage which has been successful. So then it's going to be into stages of some time of period, maybe few months, maybe a year or so. So do you reckon that there's going to be a vaccine available maybe next 2-3 years, or might take longer? Any rough idea?
I would be surprised if it takes as long as 2 or 3 years.
Okay.
I think we could be more optimistic.
All right.
I think there's a fighting chance there could be a vaccine before the end of this year.
Oh, okay.
It's a possibility. I wouldn't say it's a probability, but it's a possibility.
Possibility, yeah.
I think, Samia, it's important to highlight that some of the world's best scientific minds are working night and day on this problem.
That's right.
And at the last count, there were 140 different vaccine candidates being evaluated across the world.
Right.
This is a level of scientific activity that has never been witnessed before in the world. And governments everywhere are pouring money into programs across the world to develop this vaccine. That's really one of the reasons why I feel essentially optimistic that one of these vaccines is going to provide significant protection. Because one of the other very interesting things about the vaccine field is that a lot of different technical approaches are being used. It's not that everybody is taking the same approach to developing the vaccine. There are really very dramatically different approaches being used by different groups. And that also gives me hope that one of them is going to turn out to be successful. Now, having said that and given that optimistic message, I want to just make people's expectations a bit realistic.
Sure.
We could end up, for example, in a situation such as we have for flu, where we have a vaccine, but it's incompletely protective.
Yeah.
So, for example, we know that the flu vaccine works less well in older people.
Yeah.
Although it is protective, it's not as protective as in younger people because the immune system of older people are a bit more sluggish. They need a bit more tickling up than those of younger people.
And they always have some underlying problems as well, elderly people.
Yes,
so
that's right. So underlying illnesses can make it more difficult. And the other thing I think we have to be aware of is that there's a significant proportion of the population who have reservations about having a vaccine. They have concerns about the safety of vaccines in general. And those concerns need to be addressed and discussed out in the open and evaluated to see whether they are true concerns around safety or whether they're concerns which are based on worries that are not substantiated.
That's right.
But I think it would be foolish to say that we're going to get a vaccine and everything's going to be okay.
Yeah.
We'll get a vaccine, I hope, in the short to medium term. And I think with any luck, that will offer decent protection.
That's right.
But there will be a number of people who don't have it, who don't like it. And there will also be a number of people who don't respond that well to it.
That's true, yeah.
For those reasons, it's really important to look at the lifestyle risk factors for COVID as well as the vaccine. So we shouldn't allow the hope of a vaccine to stop us trying to make positive change and being as healthy as we can to keep our immune systems as active as possible while we're waiting for this vaccine. So
that's
the things that I would say, we can have a vaccine in the post, but it's really important for people, if they're smoking, to stop smoking.
Stop smoking, okay.
If they're not doing exercise, to start doing some exercise, because one of the early findings from our study is that exercise actually is protective against COVID-19. And then for people who are overweight, to also try and keep their weight down a little bit, because we know from the first wave that people who have higher weight tend to suffer more symptoms. And these are things that we can all control and we can do something about.
Yeah.
And I would encourage people to take positive personal action in their lives.
That's right, yeah.
Try to, while the sun is out and it's easier to be healthy and be outside, take advantage of the nice weather, do some exercise, eat healthily, See if you can give up smoking if you're a smoker, just to get your body in top shape. Because once the winter comes, I'm afraid that there could be a risk,
second wave,
a great risk of COVID coming. And we really want to make sure that our health is as good as possible to prepare us for the winter season. And one of the things I'll just mention again is the vitamin D.
Vitamin
That's
D.
particularly important during the winter, because the sunshine during winter and spring isn't strong enough to make vitamin D in our skin. So I think that's that's a cherry on the cake of personal well-being.
Yeah, that's true. And it's so easily available, like you said, and it's not expensive either. So people shouldn't have any problem getting vitamin D. This is the most important vitamin at the moment because of COVID, and immunity gives you more immunity towards any other illnesses, I suppose, because if your immune system is good, your body will fight the disease better way than if it's not good. Obviously, we would, unfortunately, Adrian could only give us 1 hour of his time, his very precious time. I'm even quite surprised because, as you say, you wake up at 4 o'clock and you are on the go. I really, really wish you best of luck with this research, and I'm sure after today I will make sure whoever I know is going to, if I have to force them, going to do that, fill those forms of Covidence UK, as Adrian has given you the website as well. If not, what I will repeat it one more time at the end of the this program, so people can go to that website, sign in, fill in the forms, and help towards their own better health. And Adrian, as he has said, the very simple changes of positive changes in your life: exercise. If you have gained some weight, during the lockdown, a lot of people have gained a lot of weight because obviously they're sitting at home doing nothing for 3-4 months. It's a long time. So exercise is important. Quitting smoking is very important. Vitamin D, on the cherry on the top, is the most important thing. Any other message in the end of this program? Because I know you're a very busy person and you have to run towards it from one hospital to another hospital. Please give us your last message before we, say goodbye to you.
Well, thank you, Samia. And I think the final message I would like to say to everybody is thank you for listening. If you want to make a positive contribution against this dreadful illness, then please do give us 20 minutes of your time. Sign up at qmul.ac.uk/Covidence, and we will work night and day to get the answers to the scientific questions.
Absolutely. We can't thank you enough. We can't thank all the scientists who are working, as you said, day and night. We cannot thank them enough. You're working for humanity. You have dedicated your life. I'm sure you have got your, home life as well, your kids. But you're so dedicated that all you are thinking about is to resolve this COVID-19 and find out, do all the research to help people to live in a better future, in a more healthier, more, I would say, secure, the atmosphere around them. So thank you so much, Adrian. This platform is for you. Anytime you feel like spreading any message, you're more than welcome, because Revive FM is working for all the communities, and we want everyone all over the UK to join you for your Covidence UK and sign in, and hopefully we will get a very good result sooner rather than later. Thank you so much for your time, and you are NHS heroes, and we salute you. Honestly, we salute you. You guys are the gods of this world. You people are, honestly, you people are working so much. We can't thank you enough. So all our support is with you. All our support is with the NHS, all the scientists, all the doctors, all the frontline workers. As you said, loads of ethnic people are frontline workers. We have so much respect for them, and I think you people are the superhuman being.
Okay, I'll try to live up to that, Samia.
No,
Thank you.
No, that's not enough. I want to say more, but I think I better let you go before you have to run to your other, research or, other hospital. Thank you so much, Adrian, and keep in touch. As I said, this is the platform for you. Anytime you want to utilize our platform for any research, any message for the public, please feel free.
Thank you very much. I look forward to coming back on the show.
Thank you so much. And with this, we're going to take a short break. We'll be back soon.
Join the largest annual health feed campaign on the planet, Kurbani. Due to hunger, millions die this Eid. Through Minhaj Welfare Foundation, your Kurbani can save lives. Participate from as little as £40 or choose as you like. Add an Eid gift for only £30. Donate, sacrifice, feed by choosing your Kurbani through Minhaj Welfare Foundation. Call us now on 0300 30 30 777 or visit us on minhajwelfare.org.
Here at Duncan Lewis Solicitors, we specialize in immigration and family law. We have a proven track record of successful applicants who we've helped secure permanent residency for. From spouse visas to seeking asylum, our expert advisors will assist you throughout the whole application process. We offer a free no obligation consultation, so call us now on 0208 432 3350. That's 0208 432 3350, or visit us at 298 Romford Road, London, E79HD.
Rosia Plumbing, the boiler specialists. We do new boiler installations, full house central heating systems, underfloor heating, boiler repairs, boiler servicing, and gas safety certification for landlords. With some of the best prices in town, there's no job too big or too small for our qualified engineers. For a free, no obligation quote, contact us now on 07956 282 948. Rosia Plumbing, the boiler specialists.
If you want to advertise your business on Revive FM, then visit www.revivefm.co.uk. Alternatively, contact our sales team now on 07944 56 5616. That's 07944 56 5616.
If you like sweet treats, then head on down to Nitro Treats, where we take our delectable desserts to a whole new level. Experience the frosty vapors of our nitrogen-infused ice cream made fresh to order. Shake off the winter blues with our warm waffles and scrumptious toppings. Or why not try our rich and flavourful Faluda? Nitro Treats, 210 Ilford Lane, Ilford. Or check us out on nitrotreats.co.uk.
How do we control coronavirus now? Listen to Claudia. She's a care worker.
I got the call from NHS Test and Trace. Told I'd been in contact with someone